Hello, you're here with Deasha Johnson with Deasha 360, and we're here to do another pour. I'm very excited to do a pour. We're doing 11 by 14 canvas, and we're going to actually do the same colors we did on a pour before, only because I like to see what the difference is in the paintings. I like to see what the difference is when we do it just a slightly different, a little bit of variation. Do we come out with a different painting? So let's do that. We're going to do these colors. I want to tell you the colors real quick. We have a warm gray, a burgundy, an orange, a gold, a white, it's not a color, a blue, and then our white to go around the pour. All right, so let's get started. Here's our cup. Let's get layering. I always like to start with the white, and I won't say always, but most of the time I start with the white. It doesn't matter how you pour that in there because it's just gonna go down to the bottom, right? But the more white space, I think it gives it more of a cosmic look. I don't know. So with that white, I want to go with some gold. I like the way the gold really stretches in the white. And we're going to pour off the side of the cup. We talked about this in a previous video. If we're doing a ring pour, we like to pour off the side of the cup. I think naturally the orange would go next. So it could flow in with that gold very well. So we're really playing on this gold and this white to really be a bright light in our picture. So now we can go with the burgundy or the blue. I'll go with the blue first. I like to see more blue in the painting. Let's put some blue. Now I'm going to put the warm gray in between the blue and the burgundy. And then we're going to go back and do one more layer. I know some people do a lot of layers. I really don't. I haven't seen the need to do a whole lot of layers. So I'm going to go ahead and go back with a little white. Some gold. Now I want to make sure I have enough paint because that last one actually, I don't know if it's stretched because it was on an uneven surface, or if it's stretched because it didn't have enough paint. I don't know. So we're going to test it out and make sure I have enough paint this time to make sure it covers the canvas very well. And I think that's plenty enough. Okay. I'm going to close the caps on my paint because I forget to do that at the end of the day. And it ends up ruining my paint. Well, the tips of the paint, I would say, not the whole bottle of paint. Okay? So we have our colors in there. They're ready to go. They're layered. Get that off of there. Now, if you do happen to get some on here and you don't want it to show, I can show you what to do for that. I usually just take a little water and a rag and just wipe it off, right? Just get a little water on there. You can kind of wipe it off a little bit and it tones down the color. So if you happen to spill something on there, don't feel like it's the end all, because it's really not. That lightens it up some. Okay? Alright. Let's go ahead and begin our pour. And like I said, we'll do white to surround it afterward. And what that white does is it helps it to flow across the canvas, because by itself it'll really stretch really hard. But with the white, it gives it a base to flow upon. Okay, so let's get started. I'm just gonna go the same way I poured. So I poured down this side here. You can see it because it's all this is clear except for that little portion there. So let's go ahead and pour. And the blue is really dominating. See what this light color does at the end here. This is our center. It's lightening up a bit with the gold and that orange. I'm just gonna let it sit there for a minute. Just let it pour straight down. Mind you, this takes a minute. I'm gonna bring my cup back. I'm gonna tilt it back. We still see paint coming out, so we're gonna let that paint do what it does. Now we gotta pull it away. Alright, what do we have here? We have a lot of stuff going on. Let's go ahead and torch it to get out these air bubbles. And let's see what we have. We have some cells, and that gold is just selling up. Every time that gold gives me cells. Alright, we torched it a bit, get rid of some of those air bubbles, and let's go ahead and begin stretching it. Well, actually, let's put our white around it, and then let's begin stretching it, because we don't want to stretch without the white. So we're going to actually come around the perimeter and let it flow into our tree ring. Okay, we're doing the tree ring pour. Now we're just putting the paint around it so that it'll help it flow better on the canvas, and it'll attract itself to the other paint. I don't like when it bubbles up like that, and it hiccups like that. I don't like that, but it's okay. It's okay. Let's go ahead and finish putting our white around there. Try to get the edges. I don't know how much white I have in here left, but I'm going to try to get my edges so that it's nice and smooth. Okay. I'm going to show you a trick I do for the edges. Okay. Everything looks to be covered very well. Only thing I don't know is how this side is over here, right? Because I can't see that side. So what I do, I keep a mirror in here. I'm just going to go ahead and take a sneak peek over here and see what's going on. Okay, we only have one little spot that we need some paint in. Let's go ahead and add some paint. We only have a little bit. Let's see what we got. Hold the mirror tight. You do not want to drop it in your art. Alright. So that side is covered nicely. And we're going to go ahead and torch it. Oh, look at all these cells we're getting. This tree ring is celled up. I do not know why this gold is selling like that. I don't know why. And so is I have some white coming through here that's selling. And it's not house paint white, it's regular acrylic white. So I don't know why exactly it's doing that. But we've prayed, and we're going to go ahead and start to stretch this tree ring pour. Thank goodness the inside hasn't sold up very much, right? Okay, let's go. Remember I said I like to go in a circular pattern to get going. I believe that keeps things intact as it stretches. paint, and that went around the edge really quickly, quicker than I thought it would. Yep, this is smooth and quick. It's a lot of paint. It's enough paint, right? It's enough to keep it from stretching. Okay. I hope you can see this. I can't see the camera very well as I'm doing this, so I hope you can see how I'm gently pouring in a circular pattern to keep these rings on the canvas, right? Losing some of our edges here, but we're keeping our center intact. I see when I did that, it actually changed the composition of the center. I'm gonna go and hit this corner a little bit and come back around, because I don't like, I really can't explain it in words, but it's really important to try to keep that circular pattern, right? Because it keeps our shape of our ring. And over here, I lost the shape of a ring a little bit. So I'm gonna put this down for a second, take a look at it. I do this when I'm pouring. I'll take a break. This looks a lot like the other pour. It looks almost identical to the first pour, and I can't believe that. That's really hard to believe. I have not, that I know of, done 2 tree rings that came out almost identical. I'm glad, because I really liked the first one. So let's go ahead and torch this one. Let's give this a little quick torch. I'm looking at a lot of air bubbles. Let's give this a quick torch. And I'm actually pleased with it. Let's see here. What we'll do is we will make another video of the finished product, the finished painting. I'm really happy with it. I don't know if you can see it very well. I don't want to move the camera. I don't want to drop the camera into it. I will take my, let's see here, I'll take the end of a paintbrush. There we go. And I just want to show a couple details in here. What you see here is the light above me, okay? So that is a reflection of the light. But here, look at these cells. They celled up really nicely and beautifully. Even though we weren't looking for cells, they really gave a beautiful composition. The gold with the blues and the burgundy look very nice here. The center kept really clear, very bright in the center. Really like that brightness in the center. It's almost like you're walking into the light, right? That's what it looks like to me. It's almost like you're walking into the light, but you can't really see that because of the reflection here. So I'm going to stop here and say thank you for tuning in. I really like the way this came out. I'll be very excited to go over the dry painting. I hope you enjoyed it. Our ring did kind of lose its shape just a little here. That was fine. I think it almost looks as if you're walking down a path into the light. Alright, thank you for tuning in. I had a great time hanging out with you. This is Deasha Johnson with Deasha 360 doing a golden tree ring pour. Alright, I hope you enjoyed yourself. Take care. And if you want to know what recipe I use for the paints, please look back into some of the earlier videos, and it will show you exactly what recipe I use for the paint. And remember, if you like it, and if you love it, subscribe. Take care. Bye.